I'm telling you, I'm giving you the key to success. It's only 3 things that you got to do, and I'm breaking them down in this video. If most people would just do the 3 things that I just talked about, they would officially change their life. Their life would be 100% different. But most people won't even do those 3 things. That's why I'm giving you the game for free in this video. 3 things you gotta do. If you do them, your life will be drastically different. That's it. Not 100 things, not 50. 3 things can drastically change your life if you take them serious and if you don't ignore them. Guess you gotta watch the video to find out what they are. I think when it comes to investing, people have to consider the tree method, or at least have the tree method mentality. And the tree method mentality is when they say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the next best time to plant one is today. And it's basically saying like, yeah, if you planted the tree 20 years ago, you would have some shade, you'd have some fruit, you'd have some apples, whatever that tree has blossomed to, whatever that investment of digging in the dirt, putting the seeds in the soil, watering it, letting it get sun, watching it grow up, you would be able to enjoy the fruits of that labor. And it's the same way with investing in the stock market. Sometimes we have a mentality, or people think, there's really a few different mindsets. You have the person who is maybe 50 plus years old, maybe 60, and they think it's too late for me, I didn't invest, I messed up, etc. And it's like, no, you didn't mess up. It's not too late. You can turn it all around, maybe in 5 years, roughly, but you have to make a decision that you want to get started today. And then you got the other mentality of somebody who's younger, maybe they're in their 30s, maybe they just got a good job, newly married, and they'll definitely invest in the wedding, they'll definitely invest in an engagement ring and all those things, which nothing wrong with that. But they have that mentality of, I'll worry about investing in the stock market, investing in retirement, investing in my financial future later. They think, oh, that's down the road. And they don't realize that, much like that tree, when you plant it, you don't get shade immediately, right? You don't plant it and get fruit and start eating off it immediately. You kind of got to get dirty a little bit. You got to go dig around in the dirt, buy some soil, pot it, plant it. Then you might not even see anything from it for a while. You got to water it. You got to allow it to get some sunshine. Got to allow it to grow. Got to allow its roots to go down. Same thing with investing. So when you're thinking about, oh, I'm going to wait, it's like, well, when do you want to start enjoying the shade? When do you want to start enjoying the fruit from that tree, the fruit from your labor? Because it ain't going to be immediately or instantaneously. And that's where the gambling mentality comes in this industry. People come in and they want to make money yesterday. They want to sign up for a course or a program and they want to be rich tomorrow, when they haven't even planted the seed, they haven't watered it, they haven't let its roots go down. By the way, if you're new around here, stock market coach and option trader Jason Brown, and I believe that a trader alone is a trader at risk. And so I do these videos to just, number one, this is a time hack. So I remember when I first got started in the stock market, and much like everybody else, I'm busy, I'm working a job, I was also going to school. It's like, when do I have time to study the stock market? And I would hear people say stuff like, well, we all got 24 hours in a day. Oprah Winfrey only got 24 hours in a day. She found a way to be successful. Elon Musk, all these people. And as much as you don't want to hear those cliches, I was like, they're right. And the question is, how are you using your 24 hours? So when I would ride in the car like this, I would actually have like an audiobook playing. I would, if I had like a stock market seminar or course I purchased, I would have it playing through the radio or on my phone, even though I couldn't watch it and drive at the same time, just listening to it, learning the terminology, hearing something at a certain point in the video and say, okay, I'm gonna make sure I go back and listen to that again when I can actually look at it. You'd be surprised how much that helped me up level my game, especially compared to other people my age who made the excuse that I don't have time. And so that's why I shoot these videos in the car as well. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't have time to shoot a video at home. I got just so much stuff going on with life, kids, family, business, supporting members, all kind of stuff, things I volunteer for. But then it's like, I remembered, how am I using my drive time? I can set the camera up in the car and I can drive and I can talk and I can kick it. And so here I am talking about life experiences, life lessons, and things that I've learned. And so the tree method was one thing I learned early on when I started investing when I was 18, took my first $2,000 to the bank. I knew that, hey, I need to get started now so that by the time I actually need this money, it would have had time to grow. Now, that didn't initially work out because the bank lost majority of my money just putting it in a random mutual fund. It came back 2-3 years later. But the point was, I got started and that process got kicked in immediately. That process of learning, well, why did they lose my money? What stocks did they pick? Could I have picked a different stock myself? Or could I pick a different ETF myself? Because I started that process so early, it has paid off dividends by the time I was 30, in my 30s, right? I had already gone through trusting the bank, not trusting the bank, researching, doing it myself. And that's part of that tree planting process. Like, I pulled back the dirt, I rolled up my sleeves, I got dirty, I did something, even though I didn't know what I was doing. And that something was going to a bank at that moment in time and investing. I did something. But what it did was it prepared me for opportunity. And most people, unfortunately, they say success will only happen when preparation and opportunity meets itself. I used to hear all these cliche quotes, and I'm telling you, I used to think like, here we go again. What does that mean? But it's not until you hear that stuff and you live a little bit that you're like, I got it. I got it. When preparation and opportunity meets itself, that is when success occurs. What does that have to do with getting started with your financial future? Sometimes people think, well, I don't have any money, so why should I learn how to invest? First of all, if you over the age of 25, you probably graduated from school, you done spent $50,000 on a degree, you old enough to get a job, you old enough to know the difference between good debt, bad debt. Why don't you have any money? That's a serious question that you should be asking yourself. First of all, why don't you have any money? I am about to get off on the wrong exit. All right, why don't you have any money? That's a serious question. But I want you to take it a step further. If you start to get some money, if you don't have any money and you don't learn right now, you don't start familiarizing yourself with the terminology. What's a good stock? What's a bad stock? You don't start paper trading, which is practicing in the practice account. If you don't start doing that stuff now, let me ask you this. If you run into $1 million tomorrow, you win the lottery, you somehow win the lottery, or you somehow stumble upon an inheritance tomorrow. And if I were to ask you, how are you going to invest that money? How are you going to make sure that this $100,000 inheritance grows into $1 million? How are you going to take this $1 million lottery winning and make sure that it grows into $10 million and supports you and generations to come? Most people would say, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll hire a financial advisor. Okay, let's talk about that. If you're going to hire a financial advisor, how do you know how to pick a good one? How do you know how to pick a good financial advisor? How do you even know what a financial advisor does? How do you even know that the financial advisor is even giving you good financial advice? If you've never studied investing. You've never studied good financial decisions. You never studied what questions should I ask myself if I had $100,000 to invest? How do I make this money last? What percentage rate do I need to earn to, make $100,000 off of it and live off of it and give myself a salary off this $1 million? Like, you have never even asked those questions. So when the opportunity is an inheritance, you win the lottery, you get a bonus at your job, you get a pay raise. I can go down the list of opportunities that come. Are you prepared when the opportunity comes? Or there's opportunities in the market where the stock market sells off, people get panicked or spooked, stocks are on sale at a discount. It's like, great. Are you ready to take advantage of Amazon when it had about a 30% pullback, 25% to 30% discount? Are you ready to take advantage of buying? Since then, it's rebounded, I believe, 10 or 15% in like a week or two. Were you prepared to take advantage of that 10 to 15% return you could have made in 2 weeks? Most people are like, how do I open a trading account? How do I open an investment account? Prime example. Opportunity, lack of preparation. Don't even have an account to buy it. Same thing when the money finally comes in, you don't know what to do with it because you haven't been getting prepared. So I'm gonna go back to what we first started with this with. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. We cannot continue. Look, it's 2024. There's two things we can't continue to do. Number one, we can't continue to wobble in, what do you call that? When people just kind of stir in their mess, like the woe with me syndrome, like, oh, I should have did this. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I should have got started. Like, we can't continue to sit in that mess. It's like leaving a toddler in a diaper that had a bowel movement. Like, we can't just let the toddler sit in the bowel movement. We got to get up, get on the changing table and start making some changes. We can't just sit and boo-boo all day. We can't just sit and boo-boo decisions and waddle in it and complain and cry. We got to get up. And just like a toddler sitting in the diaper all day, in a messy diaper, you have to scrub them, put them in the bathtub, which means we might have to do some deep cleaning, but we got to take action, make change, and start cleaning up the mess. Open that account, watch that video, invest in that course, invest in yourself, which we'll talk about that in a second too. But we got to start making better decisions. We can't waddle in woe with me attitude. The second thing that we can't do is, it's 2024. There's just so much information out here that we cannot just, man, it's getting hot in this car. I'm gonna have to put the top down. There's so much information out here that we can no longer say like we don't have access to the information. I'm gonna put the top down. That sun, I think that weather is getting pretty decent. But it's so much information out here that we can no longer use the excuse that I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. Like, come on, nah. We can't even use that excuse in 2024 because that's all it is an excuse. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to begin. You don't have money for a course. You don't have time to watch a free YouTube video. You don't have time to listen to a podcast. We can't use those excuses. So those are two things we got to stop doing. We got to stop doing both of those, waddling in the mess and then making excuses when there's such an abundance of information out here. Now, the third thing that I shouldn't say we need to stop doing, but the third thing we need to start doing is we got to start investing in ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. How do you plan to be a good investor and you have never invested in anything? Do you know that buying a gym membership is an investment? You investing in your health. Now, some people make that investment and then they don't use the tools that they're given. They got the gym membership, they don't go. You could book a free personal trainer, they don't book the personal trainer. They got workout classes, they don't enroll in the workout classes, right? So, but first step is to make the investment in yourself. Second step is like, okay, are you using the investments? Are you using what you invest in? Most people won't even invest in themselves. They want to invest in their health. Same thing when it comes to food. Most people won't invest in good food to go in their body. They invest in fast food. They won't invest in organic food. They won't invest in a chef. They won't invest in an air fryer. $100 air fryer could cook some of your food without grease. Won't invest in it. So we have to start investing in ourselves. We do. We have to start saying, okay, what investment do I need to make in me? And when it comes to finances, some of the best investments is in education. We want to jump straight to our money, making money for us. And if y'all hear some background noise, I'm like right here while they cutting grass or something. But we want to jump straight into, how do I invest my money? We got to take a step back and say, whoa. Think about it like school. Being an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. You don't walk in and be like, you know what, no, skip the education. Like, give me my first case. I'm trying to get paid today. You don't walk in and be like, forget the education, lay out somebody on the table and let me start doing open heart surgery. Like, I'm good. I worry about the education part later. Just let me start doing open heart surgery. Like, I'm laughing. I'm sure you are too, because it would be ridiculous, right? If you were sick and needed open heart surgery, what's the first thing you do? When you start to consult with different doctors, you wonder, how long have they been doing this? What's their track record? Where did they go to school? Where did they get educated at? It's no different with investing our money, but when it comes to our money, we don't ask, we don't ask ourselves, how long have I been practicing? Where did I go get educated at? We just like, nah, I'm ready to watch some free videos and start making money today. Matter of fact, forget the free videos. I'm gonna try to do this on my own. So let me ask you, how successful do you think you'd be at open heart surgery doing it on your own? No education, no training, just YouTube videos. How successful do you think you would be at being an engineer? No training, no schooling. You just want to go work for Ford, GM, and Chrysler and be their lead engineer and build cars. No investment in your education, no investment in yourself, no investment with apprenticeship, internship, none of that. You just want to go be their head engineer. You want to go work for Tesla. You want to be a lawyer. You just want to be a booked out, sold out lawyer. And you don't want to go to school. You don't want to invest in your education. You don't want to invest in training or working up under a seasoned lawyer who's been there before. How successful do you think you'll be? Well, let me ask you this. Why in the world do we come over here to this field, to this industry, and why do we come over here and do that? Why do we look at our investments that way? Why do we look at our investments like, I don't need no schooling, I don't need no education, I don't need to learn up under anybody, I just want to jump in and start making money? It doesn't make sense. So here's the thing, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you can beat 99% of society, 99% of people by just doing the opposite of what they do. That's the cheat code. I'm giving you the cheat code. You have to watch to the end of the video to get it, but that is the cheat code. You can beat 99% of the people by doing the opposite of what most people do. What do most people do? They worry about their finances and investing later. What do most people do? They come to the stock market, they treat it like a Las Vegas casino, they gamble. What do most people do? They don't invest in themselves. What do most people do? They don't have a mentor. What do most people do? They waddle in their mess. What do most people do? They make excuses when there's an abundance of information out here at their fingertips. They make excuses. So I'm here to give you the good news. And the good news is you can turn it all around. But it starts with investing in yourself and doing what most people won't do. If you could just, if you can take those two things away from hearing my voice from this video, invest in yourself and do what most people won't do. And I'll throw a third one in there. Show up. Show up. If you do invest in yourself in a course, a coach, a mentor, a book, read the book. Show up to the mentor. Ask the questions. I'm telling you, just do the opposite of what most people do, and you'll be successful. So that's it. Invest in yourself, do the opposite of what most people do, and show up. And I'm telling you, watch the financial results show out in your life. Not just the financial results. Watch the weight loss results, watch your family results, the lifestyle results. Watch everything change for you in your life just by implementing those 3 things. I'll see you in the next one. Go implement. Matter of fact, let me know in the comment, which one of the 3 really resonated with you? Investing in yourself, doing what most people won't do, or showing up? Which one that you like? You know what? He talking to me. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. That was a Bentley convertible riding by.